Hello folks, welcome to my walk for the day, my pro tip. I think this is pro tip 21 or 22, probably 22. And last video I said I would be filming at the Tunnel Springs Park there in North Salt Lake or Bountiful. I couldn't make it there today. It's a little bit ways away from my house, so I'm not going to be able to make that. Just got to do my regular routine. I just walked up straight up the hill from my house now, and I turned onto Bountiful Boulevard. Now I'm heading downhill, so I can breathe. I can talk without breathing heavily. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about health and something that me and my wife just decided today. It's day one. Let's see how it goes. But for some reason, I've been hearing a lot about the keto diet, right? For some reason in my mind, I was equating that with the Atkins Diet. Meaning, oh, you can eat all the fat you want, all the greasy food you want, and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't interested at all. But last night, I think I got a reply to a comment I made on a guy's YouTube, and it sounded very close to my story. A guy was 62 years old, and he woke up one morning in 2020, sometime in 2020, was 240 pounds and was disgusted with himself, and he got on the keto diet suggested by Dr. Berg on YouTube, and I think he said, oh, he got off 7 medications, right? And like 3 of those were blood pressure. So I'm assuming that's what cured his blood pressure, was the keto diet. So I got thinking about that and talking about it with my wife. Then we decided to watch the Keto Diet for Beginners or something like that from Dr. Berg, and there's nothing about the diet that I have any problem with. Nothing unhealthy about it. It's all healthy. A pre-stroke me would have probably turned it down, because I thought there was no way I would be able to give up my carbs or reduce them, drastically. But now I'm on my wife's diet, and I'm essentially doing that, but I will occasionally, like yesterday, we had some French toast made from a nice organic sourdough loaf we bought at our local grocery store, and I used some of that bread in there. That was getting kind of old. I must admit, it was some of the best French toast I've made. But okay, I thought I don't need my French toast, and I could live with almost everything that he spelled out in the diet. So, and then also in his video for beginners, I don't know if they have to be done together. I don't know. They don't have to be, but he is on the intermittent fasting diet. So he eats 2 meals a day, and I'm essentially already doing that. I'm not real strict about my, I grab a handful of nuts every once in a while in the middle of that, but I can control that. And come to think of it, this guy in my church, he's actually Uh, a Japanese fellow was here from Japan, and he's quite high up in our church, and we happened to go to a mutual friend's party together. And this guy is over 70 something. And oh my heavens, he's slim and trim and vivacious, and looks just like Dr. Berg. I don't know how old he is. He couldn't be 70. But in our conversation with him, he didn't go into too much detail. But who knows? Maybe he's consciously doing the keto diet as well. But he was telling us about how he eats only, you say, one or two. One, sometimes 2 meals a day, or something to that effect. And when anyway, so I'm getting ahead of myself here, but also on another video about a related topic called what's it called? Autophagy. Autophagy. I don't know how to pronounce that. A video by Dr. Stan Ekberg, and essentially it sounds like a keto diet type of concept where you trigger this autophagy by fasting. And when we think of fasting, you know, growing up in that meant a 24-hour fast, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that, right? It can be like from one meal to another meal the next day, or whatever. But it's so good for your health. It triggers this autophagy, which breaks down cells, or the garbage in cells, and recycles the materials, and it helps somehow bring new growth into your cells. I mean, this happens regardless of, but the autophagy, I guess the recycling process is what the fasting triggers. So this is all tied up with this keto diet, and I'm already kind of doing it. And I've lost about 30 pounds already, but I still have a little bit of a man boobs and a little bit of a gut. I'm not down to my target weight yet. And for the longest while I was at a kind of hit a wall for a while, and then just yesterday I noticed for some reason, the day that I decided to do this keto diet and skipped a meal or whatever, and I weighed myself this morning before I ate anything, and I was at a new low. I was like, dropped 3 pounds from like yesterday. So, 3 pounds one way or the other can change quite quickly, but I'm just thinking, wow, I was at not an impasse, at a plateau, and I couldn't seem to move off this about 195, 196 pounds, and then in one day I dropped 3 pounds. So anyways, I read this video about this guy that kind of had a wake-up call and was discussing with himself and got his life together, his diet together, and his blood pressure came down, got off his medications, and it inspired me because I've been struggling with my blood pressure, and I'm kind of doing all the right things, but the only thing I haven't tried, trying to bring it down naturally, is fasting or this keto diet or autophagy or whatever. So we'll see. I just started today, so it's too early to tell, but that might just be the answer. How long is this? This is going 10 minutes. So that is my pro tip for today. Well, number one, Keto Diet. If you look into it closely, oh, I gotta hurry across here. It is not the same as Atkins Diet. So in my conception, there was a misconception in my head, and there's nothing unhealthy about it. It's controlling the amount of insulin you trigger by eating a meal, fasting in between, doing all your eating within one meal, and first and second meal within about 6 hours, and then fast till the next day, which triggers this ketosis, which burns fat rather than sugars, which is where your body would go for the sugars is all the carbs you normally eat, right? So if you don't put carbs into your body, the last thing it will do is break down the fat and use that for energy. And so, man, this was a revelation. So I'm very hopeful, and we'll talk about it more in a future video, maybe. But there's another video I want to make when I get some information. We're looking into buying from Japan a hydrogen gas, a health device that generates hydrogen gas, and this hydrogen gas apparently is like one of the smallest molecules, and can get into your brain and deep into your cells and repair them. And knock on wood, I don't know much about it right now, but just a teaser. We're looking into that, and it's all the rage in Japan right now. There's hydrogen drinks, and you can buy, you can buy these machines that generate it at your own home for you, and you can inhale it, or you can put it in a bathtub. There's tablets you can put into drinks, and so I don't know that much about it, but it's very hopeful, and it is related to the same guy that, very closely related. I'm not sure of all the ins and outs. A lot of people, these people are being interviewed in Japan, but the guy who got the Nobel Prize for discovering, or whatever they call it, autophagy, by experimenting on I think it was yeast cells or something. Anyways, apparently all your cells do it. This autophagy, and somehow that relates to the hydrogen, and I don't know that much about it yet, but look forward to further tips. And I'll leave it at that for one day. Thank you.